It's time now for the pre-show 5 o'clock news. Saturday, November 8th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins and your 5 o'clock news headlines here. On this Saturday evening here in our top story at 5 o'clock here is North Korea has released two American citizens, Kenneth Bate and Matthew Todd Miller, the officer of the Director of the National Intelligence said on Saturday. Washington. President Barack Obama on Saturday picked Brooklyn federal prosecutor Loretta Lynch to be the next U.S. Attorney General, signing a change that in solid continuation of the law enforcement part of his administration as ever. Witness Senator Eric Holder. Former Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev warns that the Ukraine could lead to a new Cold War with the Ukraine conflict. Christopher Nolan's mysterious and cerebral blockbuster Interstellar and Big Hero 6, the latest film from Disney's resurgent in-house animation studio, on an attack race for the weekend box office crown. Drug gang members and police custody led investigators to the San Juan River in Gura State, where they say they burned and dumped the bodies of 43 students missing since September. Quick, get over the wall! There's a huge crowd given here. There was a breathless exhortation from a BBC colleague at the Grand Hotel in East Berlin. In Baghdad, an airstrike by a United States-led coalition hit a governor and leaders of the Islamic State jihadist group of northwestern Iraq on Saturday. An Iraqi official said that he believed that a number of top militants had been killed. The debate began in this briefly kept us up more than a month ago in late September when Spain's Constitutional Court agreed to hear the central government's challenge against Sunday's referendum on independence in Catalonia, resulting in an all worship of the circular strand. An ordinary salaryman sat his umbrella, tosses a $5 yen, which is $5 in American money, coin in a wooden prayer box, which Japan claps his hand, strikes, and bows his head in silent prayer. A U.S. think tank says that Iran may have violated last year's term nuclear deal with world powers by stepping up efforts to develop a machine that could enrich uranium faster, but another expert group says no breach. Joe Rupio, a county sheriff in Arizona, has used the law as Arizona law immigrants smuggling is struck down. Navy SEALs are meant to keep quiet about their deadly missions around the world, but the killing of terrorist leader Osama bin Laden by SEAL Team 6, who is their shooter, is causing considerable public debate within the SEAL community. The Weather Service had no damage reported in Bering Sea storm, as the storm in Bering Sea picks up steam on Friday, with the Weather Service Saturday worries about damage and displacement were given away to the amazement and the sheer size of the scope of the storm, which stretched to nearly 2,000 miles over the Bering Sea. Americans seeking full and part-time work fill out job application workshop as October jobs reported missing mark and journals highlight why no one feels recovery. Jobs data shows stating it, but stage of wages temper optimism. Facebook made an update on Friday that allows users more easily adjust how often our newsfeed shows updates from certain people or places. Google has recently unveiled an app called Inbox to make it use of its Gmail service inbox focus on original user experience. Now, Nissan announced Saturday that it is recalling more than 52,000 vehicles for passenger airbags that can explode with too much force and send charges of metal into the passenger compartment on one day after Honda announced its expanded airbag recalls. In a recent interview with Metro, Christopher Nolan, the man who directed the Dark Knight trilogy, talked about what he did before he actually started working on the script Interstellar. The comedian and actor, best known for MTV sketch show The Andy Dick Show and the 90s sitcom News Radio, was taken into custody by the Los Angeles Police Department on Friday night on suspicion of grand theft in Hollywood. Jennifer Lopez Wisher, ex-husband Mark Anthony, well, upon hearing that the singer had gotten engaged to model Shannon DeLima. Jay Leno and Jimmy Fallon, as Jay Leno returned to the Tonight Show last night. Researchers revealed this Friday that presented initial scientific findings from the flyby, a comet that slipped past Mars last month, dumped tons of dust in the planet's atmosphere, providing a spectacular light show. It is an anticlimactic of the worst kind. After spending billions of dollars to discover the elusive Higgs boson, God particle scientists are back to square one. The much touted discovery of the God particle CER may not be the Higgs boson. In case you didn't get enough, that bat's ability to navigate with your ears instead of your eyes wasn't cool enough. Get this. Mexican-free tail bats that can be actually used a biological sonar to jam the signals of bats and seal the food. In the spring grab taken from the video provided by Texas Health Resources, Nina found right to contracted Ebola after treated. A library man wipes her face as she talked to co-workers at Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital in Dallas on Thursday. Hannibal scare hit a nude beach this week as boat arrived at Massapequa Beach in the Canary Islands filled with almost 24 undocumented travelers. Take a look at New England Insulars here at 5:05 here on this Saturday evening in River, Massachusetts at River Street. Working fire known ND, KD, and companies overhauling NE 52. Take a look at Fox News here. Former New England Patriots linebacker Mike Vrabel, now a linebackers coach to Houston, Texas, says his 3 Super Bowl rings have been stolen. Los Angeles Lakers Steve Nash writes a motion to open letter to Lakers fans over injury and criticism. Take a look at NHL hockey score. One score going on this afternoon and this evening. Florida Panthers lead in the Calgary Flames 4-3 with 9:08 left in the third period. MLS Soccer Playoffs, it was DC United 2, New York Red Bull 1. And NBA scores was Portland Trailblazers leading the Los Angeles Clippers 62-53 with 12 minutes left in the third quarter. Take a look at college football scoreboard. Georgia whopping Kentucky Wildcats 63-31. Ole Miss handled Presbyterian very easily 48-0. Baylor 48, Oklahoma 14. Wisconsin 34, Purdue 16. Duke 27, Syracuse 10. Arizona 31, Notre Dame 3 with 6:28 left in the third quarter. Texas A&M 28, Auburn 3 with 10:29 left in the second quarter. Texas A&M 28, Auburn 14. Texas 21, West Virginia 3 with 5:43 left in the second quarter. Mississippi State 14, UTM 3 with 14:49 left in the second quarter. Minnesota dumping Iowa 51-14. Penn State 13, Indiana 7. Louisiana Tech 40, UAB 24. Rice 17, Texas San Antonio 7. Tulsa 38, SMU 28. Georgia Tech 56, North Carolina 23. Arkansas State 24. South Alabama 3. Trey 21. Georgia State 7. Kansas 24. Iowa State nothing. Northwestern and Michigan no score with 27 seconds left in the second quarter. Old Dominion 21. FIU 7. 38 seconds left in the second quarter. At halftime, it's Army 14. Connecticut 7. Louisiana Monroe 20. Appalachian 14. 1:46 left in the second quarter. 2:10 left in the second quarter. Tulane 14. Houston 7. For one quarter, Oregon State 10. Washington State 7. UTEP 17, Western Kentucky 7, 9:21 left in the second quarter. Air Force 10, UNLV 7 with 10:09 left in the second quarter. And Georgia 7, Texas State 3. Peter Channel News Time is now 5:07 here, and it's time now for a travel report here, and let's start you off and down in the Boston vicinity where Southeast Expressway on the southbound side, and it's backed up from the spike to the split due to an accident on the Southeast Expressway near the Braintree split. As you approach Route 3 down the Braintree here, 2 minutes on both ends are very slow on the southbound side, slow on the northbound end for the fact down to South Station, a little slow from South Station all the way down to the Deakin Bridge. 93 on the southbound side, it's backed up from Somerville all the way down to Deakin Bridge. 120 on the southbound side is backed up to Linfield, Register through the next one. 95, 120 on the southbound side and with Reading Linfield. 95, 120 on the southbound side is backed up from Wellesley all the way down to Highland Avenue to Needham here. 95 on the northbound side is backed up from New Ponset Street all the way down from 120 in Kenton. Due to an accident on 95 on the northbound side, you push 120 in Kenton. 120 on the southbound side, it's backed up from 24 in Randolph all the way down for the Braintree split here. Mass Pike on the eastbound side, it is backed up from the Pike all the way down from Newton Corner here. 393, 95, Lamont 5, 120 to the New Hampshire border. And 495 is Moulin Fine from Amesbury to Wareham. 9524 Moulin Fine from 128 to the Red Island border. Route 3 Moulin Fine from Braintree down to Sagamore here. 146 on the southbound side is backed up from Branch Avenue down from 95 Providence and Pawtucket. 95 southbound Sulphur Scripps Pawtucket down for downtown Providence here. And Mass Pike westbound slow around the Millbury Grafton stretch here. Okay, Peter Channel News on Bob on here, and it's time now for the weather report here. Current conditions here in Knock, Massachusetts. It's 44 degrees out temperature with fair skies with humidity of 53%. Wind speed southwest about 7 miles per barometer. 92 inches, 2 about 20 degrees, and visibility of 10 miles, and wind chill about 40 degrees. Okay, let's take a look at current conditions in the region here on this Saturday evening here at 5 o'clock. 46 degrees at temperature right now in Boston. It's 46 in Pittsburgh, 43 in Bedford, 45 in Beverly, in Gloucester, in Naval, 41 in Worcester, 43 in Sturbridge, 45 in Webster, 46 in Milford, 47 in Knock. 46 in Taunton, 45 in New Bedford, and Plymouth, and Falmouth, and Chatham, and Provincetown, 45 in Mossbury, 46 in Cape Cod Bay, and in Nantucket, 46 in Block West 3, 45 in Smithfield, 47 in New York City, 46 in Islip, 46 in Montauk, it's 46 in Longtown, 47 in Bridgeport and in New Haven, 44 in Danbury and Waterbury, 45 in Meriden, 48 in Hartford, and in Winslow, 47 in Springfield, 44 in Amherst and Anna Fall, 45 in Greenfield, 42 in North Adams, 48 Pittsfield, 46 in Albany, New York, 41 in Bennington, 39 in Redmond, Vermont, and Rutland, Vermont, 45 in Keene, New Hampshire, 42 in Jefferson, New Hampshire, 41 in Laconia, New Hampshire, 46 in Congo, New Hampshire, 44 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 47 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 45 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 44 out in Portland, Maine. Here. Take a look at our map situation around the country. Shows station front from eastern British Columbia to Danvers, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and coast front from southern Manitoba to northern Minnesota up to Ontario. Station front from north central Mexico to Danvers, Texas, and coast front from eastern Texas. Danvers, Arkansas, Danvers, Valley, and then up in the Great Lakes to up in Ontario with a low pressure in eastern Ontario. We got station front between southern Florida and Cuba, and low pressure in Gulf of Mexico, and low pressure off California coastline here. Front of line down for California coast, southeastern California, down for the Gulf of California, and a front of line from eastern Montana down to Wyoming here. What we got? High pressure in eastern Washington State, northeastern Nevada, and eastern New Mexico, and northern Kansas, and northern Mexico, and Louisiana, and off North Carolina coast. Wow. Low pressure off the Gulf of Mexico and north of California. 46 degrees out of temperature out of Detroit. It's 49 out of Pittsburgh, 53 out of Washington, D.C. It's 60 out of Atlanta, 79 in Miami, Florida, 76 in Brownsville, Texas, 69 in Dallas, Texas, 52 in Kansas City, 45 in Chicago, 49 in Omaha, 41 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 61 out of Great Falls, Montana. It's 53 out in Seattle, 68 in San Francisco, 76 in Los Angeles, 70 in Las Vegas, 63 out in Salt Lake City and Albuquerque, New Mexico, 64 in Denver, and 86 degrees out in Phoenix, Arizona. Here. Okay, let's take a look at the radar situation here, and it shows snow and rain showers up in Vermont and New Hampshire, and up in western Quebec, down in eastern Ontario, while seeing some rain showers around Ontario, and down for western New York, quarter from Syracuse, down for Buffalo, down for northeast Ohio, around Cleveland there. Spotty rain showers around northern and southern Indiana, western Ohio, around southern Michigan. Snow showers in northwestern Michigan, eastern European Michigan, and southern Ontario. Snow showers in northwestern Minnesota, up to North Dakota, down for southern Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta, and rain, sleet, and snow showers around eastern British Columbia. While we see some line of rain showers around the southeastern Texas coast, around Houston and Galveston, around for east central Texas, around western, southwestern, and northern portions of Louisiana, for southeastern Arkansas, down for west central portions of Mississippi, and line of rain showers around the Gulf Coast here. In the Gulf of Mexico, and stretching out of Florida Gulf Coast around 75 quarter from Tennessee, down for Tampa, down for Fort Myers, and the line of rain showers around the Florida coast, line Atlantic coastline from Florida, from Vero Beach down to Miami here, and down for Fort Myers here. Okay, let's take a look at our satellite look here, and it shows a lot of clouds, patchy clouds covering much of the Atlantic seaboard and down for Great Lakes, and down to the southeastern states, and around the Gulf of Mexico, down for southeastern Texas. In a lot of clouds from the Great Lakes, stretching down to the Dakotas, and down from Wyoming and Montana, and down to northern Idaho for Washington State. Around the clouds from British Columbia to Alberta, Saskatchewan, down from Minnesota here. And Iowa here. Okay, let's take a look at our what is happening in the tropics here on this. November in the Atlantic here, and we see a little trouble disturbance in the Pacific here. Eastern Pacific is up. Shower and thunderstorm activity associated with a low pressure system located 700 miles southwest of Manzil, Mexico, has become less organized since yesterday. There's still some potential for development over the system over the weekend. However, upper level winds are expected to become unfavorable for development by Monday. Formation chance for us, medium about 30%, and formation chance Fridays, medium about 30%. Here. Take a look at forecast discussion around the country here, and it shows cold weather pattern development in most of the country, and snow elective for the Great Lakes and the Northern Plains, and unsettled weather for Florida. Given out by region of West Central, in east much of the nation east watch is expected to see a major pattern change by the beginning of the work week. After cold start across much of the eastern United States, a gradual and brief warmer expected around the end of the forecast period as area mass quantifies the natural weather across the continental United States, but Monday expected from the desert southwest to the deep south, where mostly sunny days and highest mainly in the 60s and 70s. Over the Great Plains, the upper Midwest, a stronger cold front moving southward from Canada will begin to deliver much colder weather and winter-like conditions. The coldest weather season expected to arrive by early next week for the Northern Plains and Montana's massive Arctic surface high begins moving southward, and significant snowfall is likely to increase likely for the parts of the Northern Rockies and Northern Plains as this front moves southward, and where winter watches the winter weather advisories are currently in effect. Elsewhere across the country, expect a few light effects, rain and snow showers downwind from the Great Lakes for the rest of the weekend, with cold winds blowing across the warmer lake waters. Another area of light to locally moderate snow is likely across Minnesota and Wisconsin on Sunday. This should be a relatively minor event in terms of the snowfall accumulations across the Florida Peninsula. A frontal boundary will keep Periods of rain and occasional thunderstorms around this Sunday afternoon here. As but to take a look at our forecast discussion around the region here. A weak cold front will swing across the region early tomorrow, but aside from a spot shower, expect to be mainly dry. Cold front moves across New England Wednesday and ushers in much colder air for the later week. Mainly sunny skies under the CI and also cumulus skies allowed mix into overperform a little bit this afternoon with temperatures rising in the mid-upper 40s. As weak shortwave cold front approaches this evening, expect clouds to be on the increase. Speaking of this, waving in front, thinking, timing suggesting a front should approach far western Massachusetts connected by about 12Z tomorrow morning. Two issues at play here. The moderate rigid to the east, with drier and places to loft, shooting photos as front begins to pearl and winds loft. While Sundance do suggest partial loading at loft, sail a significant dry layer from about H10, H7 and poorly dry. Here from H9 to the SFC, therefore, is what is left from the weak F gen, especially with its front approaches it, will likely be trying to participate, but out by mid-deck of Western Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire. May see just enough increase in the lower level of moisture for a spot shower, sprinkle, even in a weak snow shower. Blowing temperatures a bit to warrant some slight chance pops, but would not be surprised if we make it about tonight completely dry even in the west. Temperatures will be a bit mild tonight thanks to increased cloud cover. Some expected that things that are very cleared, and some evening during general decrease at minimum ranging from the low 30s around 40 degrees in the urban areas that are expected. The low 30s could promote a few snowflakes to the west if any precipitation is able to reach the SFC. Alright, let's take a look at our tonight's lows here. We are going to see lows mainly in the 40s for much of Boston and points southeastern Massachusetts, Cape Towns, much of Rhode Island, Connecticut, down for 17 New York, around New York City, and Long Island. We're going to see temperatures in the 30s for central and western Massachusetts, up and up, Salem, much of Northern from Vermont, New Hampshire, and up into Maine. Here. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Here. Friday night, increasing clouds with a low end 36 degrees southwest from about 5 miles becoming calm after midnight. Sunday, both skies got then grass becoming sunny, skies about 37 degrees, calm wind becoming westbound 5 to 7 miles per hour in the morning. Saturday night, both skies got low about 32 degrees, calm wind. Monday, both skies got about 56 degrees, light and variable wind. Monday night, podcast got low about 40 degrees, calm wind. For Veterans Day, both skies got about 6 degrees, and Tuesday night, both skies got low about 45 degrees. So, if you're going to any Veterans Day parades, including the not Veterans Day parade on Tuesday, you're going to have some beautiful weather in town. Wednesday, puck skies got about 59 degrees. Wednesday night, podcast got low about 32 degrees. Thursday, both skies got high about 43 degrees. Thursday, both skies got low about 31 degrees. Friday, both skies got high about 42 degrees. Friday night, both skies got low about 27 degrees. For Saturday, both skies got about 41 degrees. Peters with a phrase of the evening. Creating cloudy leaders on top of the mild, a tap for the week, for first half of the week, mild. Second half of the week, chilly. That's the Wednesday. Have a good evening with good positive. See you for a late night report back to the sports band. Have a good evening.